Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's had a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm going to do one reading for today, and then I am taking a spiritual retreat slash break for the next week or so. With that, let's get into our reading. This is a Counterparts in Separation reading. This is a collective read. This is for all those who are in separation from their person at this moment. So let's see what we have. And just remember, I am going on a break for this next week or so, just time for a little spiritual recharge and healing. So with that, let's see what we've got in the cards for the first card. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. So, Spirit's asking you to stop this criticizing, stop judging, stop uh, trying to change your person. Your person is who they are. If they choose to change for themselves, then that's good. But if they choose not to change for themselves, then you have to accept them for who they are. Don't try to force your needs onto them. It's only healthy when you change for yourself. And so that's why we always, in these readings, focus on ourselves. We focus on our energies, not on the energies of our person. So with that, let's take a look at what are the energies around you for love, for those in separation. Spirit, what do we need to know for this week, this weekend? Let's see what's going on. This read is going to cover this full week as I'm taking a break. Spirit, what else do we have? Anything else? So we'll just see where the cards come for. So Spirit's given us a few cards here. And let's see what we have. So for many of you, you're sitting here in illusion and confusion, confusion and illusion. And this is what always keeps us stuck, right? When we're sitting inside of this energy, we sit and cycle and cycle and cycle because we don't truly know who we are. We are falling for all the fake energies out there because we're not in our discernment. We're not in our heart space, right? And this comes with trauma. You got to heal that trauma, and it's you that has the trauma as well as your person. A lot of people who identify as divine feminine think they've healed everything and everything's wonderful. Well, where's your person, right? If your person's not there and the right person, not the toxic one, well, guess what? We got to go in and fix ourselves. And that's all we give a poo about is ourselves. We only care about ourselves and how our energy is around ourselves because that's the only thing we can truly change, and it's the only thing healthy for us to change. All right. So Spirit's saying embrace what destiny has in store for you. So there is something there. But you gotta deal with this first. You gotta look deep within your emotions, right? Because healing is all about feeling and healing. You gotta notice everything that you have within all of your relationships, even if it's just with your cat or your dog or your goldfish, whatever that is, find that piece that you like, that makes you happy, and hold on to that energy because that energy is going to help you come out of this illusion and confusion and get out of this criticism because criticizing is a trauma response. And so let's see what else the cards want to give us in the space of love. And remember, we're only looking at ourselves and the energies around us. We're not talking about stories about our person because it doesn't really matter. A person could do anything they want. They could be having an orgy. It has nothing to do with you. You are the one that you have to focus on. The more you focus externally on somebody else, and the more you're pushing it away. So let's look at what else we have, spirit and love. And then we're going to explain the spread a little bit for those of you who aren't familiar with the readings that I do. I do energy readings. I do not do readings with stories where I'm telling you about what's going on with your person and oh, they're like a day away and they're making this decision. And then next week, what happens in the read? Most of these other readers will say, oh, they decided to change. They couldn't find it in themselves, and the story keeps on going. It's over and over again. I watched a couple of readers for like 3 years. It's the same story cycle every time, but the person never comes in, right? Because why? Because you haven't worked on yourself. And so with that, Spirit's saying that, you know, there's somebody right now that is kind of looking at some memories of you, the mementos, and on its way is an honest communication. And this is with a proposal, right? And proposal doesn't always mean marriage. It just means that they've got something. Maybe it's, ask you on a date, maybe to go get a cup of tea, cup of coffee, get a drink. All right. This is going to be a very physically attractive connection and a potential rekindle. Now, I see all the alarm bells. Oh, union, union, union going on to all my twin flame friends. But let's get out of the space of worrying about who's the rekindle, because a lot of times it's a past life person that we see as a rekindle, not just a past person from this life. And so we don't set expectations up. And so let's take a look at what my reads look like and why, right? So here's where you are right now. This is your energy. It's always in the center. Above and below is bridges to get you over here, which is all the positive manifestations that you're looking for, that love, that wonderful experience. And then over here is what I call the hamster wheel of karma. And this part here, this is where we are stuck. We're stuck in illusion. We're stuck in confusion. We're stuck in trauma. And so we want to go from here to here. And how do you do it? Through here. And we're going to start reading some more about this situation. So, Spirit, tell me some more about this situation that we are doing right now. And hello, Vanessa. Uh, let's see what we're channeling today. And remember, this is going to be uh, the only read I'm going to be doing for about a week. I'm just going to take some time off to recharge. Been doing a lot of videos, a lot of stuff, a lot of healings for people, and it's now time for me to do a little healing for myself to recharge and come back a little bit stronger, a little bit more intuitive. And so, Spirit's saying that a lot of you are in no contact silence, right? And that's what we expect, because this is a reading about separation, right? Those who are in separation. Spirit's saying it's time for you to become honest with yourself, right? Make sure that you're embracing, you're understanding your own truth. Spirit's saying that this is a new love. So this might not be your person. Could be your person, could be a changed version of your person, but don't set those expectations, just allow. For many of you, have had a lot of legal disputes. Sometimes it's not just legal, it's just disputes at all in general. But again, this person coming in, you're going to have a magnetic attraction to. But you need to compromise and make changes, right? So you can't always have everything your way. You have to be willing to see the other person's perspective. And that's how you get out of all of this. Because if you're toxic and you're having a toxic conversation, but you're not willing to see what the other person's viewpoint is, you may not agree with it, but at least show that you can have that perspective. That's going to change you for the better. And that's what you want to do, change yourself. Spirit saying that there is a secret admirer out there. So there's somebody that's watching in the wings, and that could be who you're going to rekindle with, or could be somebody new. But it's going to be unexpected, and all of a sudden it's going to hit like lightning. So just make sure you're working on yourself. Uh, nothing else. And good morning, Vita Bella. But I don't answer questions in this read. You'll have to come back next week when I start doing my lives again. So with that, let's take a look at what it is that we are doing that is blocking uh, love. And for those of you asking, I'm not doing any readings today, personal readings. I'm only going to be doing this collective reading, and then we're done we're done for the week. And yes, when you go to the live ones where I say live readings and activations, that's the one where you get you can get some cards, or you can reach out for reads. But I'm taking the week off. So with that, let's take a look at what it is that we are blocking ourselves with in this connection. This one that has a lot of potential. Let's see what's going on with that. All right, so we got Spirit to give us a dump. He knows I'm going on going on a retreat for a little bit to heal. And so we've got a bunch of reasons why love is not finding us, right? For many of you, it's not compatible. You don't really believe that there's a match. Why don't you believe it? Because you're telling yourself that story over and over again so your story can be true. So what do? You pick people who you know are never going to work out. Why? Because it allows you to keep your story there that there's nobody compatible for you. For others, there's playing games, right? You're always playing that game. Oh, I got to wait 3 days. Well, he didn't call me or she didn't call me, and so I can't call them, and blah, 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 blah. Stop playing games. Be who you are. Speak the truth. Have honest communication. Demanding. You set impossible standards for your partner to meet. Be less demanding, right? And so, again, we're creating our own story that is always going to be true because we're forcing it to be true by choosing things, choosing people that aren't ready to commit, aren't ready to put their actions and words in alignment. And so what do? We pick those type of people who are going to not allow us to find love because we're truly afraid of it. You're afraid of that commitment. You're afraid of that love. And so you got to dig in deep and you got to heal and find out why all this criticism is coming through. And for some of you, it's age issues, right? There's a large age gap, and that many times comes into a problem, and you have to release all control. Love comes where love comes. Age could be, now I'm not talking like kid love, right? That's a whole nother deviation. That's not good. But I'm talking about, a healthy age difference. That could be a larger difference provided you're old enough. But these are some of the major blocks, right? And yes, and exactly it. You gotta put your sole focus on healing yourself. Everything else will fall into place while you're doing it. And healing is not a one-day thing, it's a lifetime. Yeah, your spirit guide is if you really feel into your spirit guides are just distractions. Ask your spirit guide why hasn't your spirit guide got out of this place that he's in. He's still stuck in confusion too. So uh, I'm not a big fan of spirit guides, to be honest with you. They run you around in circles forever, and they really never help you connect to yourself. Connect to yourself and see what self says. I think that's a better space. But again, yet you're here, right? And as for Bygrove, I always love that. You're here watching this, but yet you're saying your spirit guide says this and says that. Well, why are you watching if your spirit guide says it? You gotta really just connect to yourself, and you'll find what you need. And that's the main message I always have. So overcoming obstacles, and that's what your spirit guide doesn't want you to do is connect to yourself because then you can free yourself from where we're at. So overcoming obstacles, right? So this is how we're going to get to where we want to do because we're asking our higher selves, right? We connect to ourselves and ask what it is that we need to do healing. And we got to overcome some obstacles. We got to get out of this space. Be our true selves, not who anybody else externally tells us to be, but who we are in ourselves, right? And that's my main message for anybody who is watching. Always be yourself, always be true to yourself, always connect to self. It's what it's all about, connecting to self and awakening to yourself. And as you awaken to yourself, you can change your timelines into the positive timelines that you want and truly attract what you want. And so, with that, those are some ways that we can get to that place. So, now we're going to look at timing, right? And so, timing is a personal thing, right? Everybody has their own timeline. However, there's a collective timeline where these separations, because we're doing a collective reading. But remember, anytime we put a time prediction out there, it's from the now moment, and it's never, shall we say, we should never put an expectation. It's going to happen at exactly that point because it's a possibility. Because every now moment creates another choice in the now moment, which creates another choice in the now moment, which can change things radically. However, we'll give you an idea, right? And this is why we don't set expectations. We just say, hey, it's possible during these times. And so let's see what the timing is. All right, so timing on this is it's worth waiting for. So yeah, this one's going to take a little while because we got to work on all this healing here, right? And that's to be expected. And Spirit saying maybe around fall. So you got a few months. We're just coming into spring, so we've got just two more two more seasons, so a half a year. So with this, these are the readings that I have today for love in separation. Please do reach out if you're looking for your own personal reading. I will be taking a break for the next week or so as I recharge all of my uh, battery, so to speak. And with that, take that time yourself, do some healing, do some feeling, do some releasing. If you are looking for some healings, I do have free healings over on my Silver Fox Spiritual that's up on YouTube. Please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. And like I said, if you are looking for your own reading or healing, go ahead and give me a email at silver.fox.affirmations@gmail.com. And have a lovely week, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and visiting, and we'll see you again in a week. Cheers. Have a great day.